Another edition of 100% Canucks. John, Shannon, and Landon Ferraro. Landon, the moral victory of only losing to Colorado the other night 3-1 was a positive, but where do you see this team right now and what's going on?
I mean, like that's a tough part of being where you're at in the season right now, and with how things have gone. Like I think that they played a pretty good game against Colorado, but you're playing easily the best team in the league. It looks different, right? Like they get a puck and it's like intense speed, and it just feels like waves, and the Canucks just aren't that right now. But I think that they played a pretty good game. I think that they found ways to sit in their defense a little bit more and then kind of play that counterpunch a little bit. They end up with a couple breakaways out of it, a couple odd man rushes. So I think that they've started to find a way that they can start playing some more complete games and keep themselves in it, because again, like they held Colorado to 3-1, and with a couple of those chances going in, like they're right in that game.
So that's the completion of 7 road games of 9 that they've played recently. They're now home for 4. How much do you think that means to this group of guys, just knowing full well that, after the game against Utah, they don't have to get back on the charter?
Yeah, I think they're really happy that they can actually just drop their bag in the house. They don't have to just dump it out and put new stuff in to head back out. I said it the other day, like it doesn't matter how nice the hotels are and how great the plane is and all of that. It's still miles in the air. It's still nights staying in a different bed, and you get back home, you get back around your families and have some of that comfort again, and a bit of a recharge mentally and but physically as well, of just kind of getting back in your environment. So for them, it's nice. Like they're back. They have a good practice today. They have the game tomorrow, and they're kind of right back into it. But they got they're back at home, and again, that's just something that after such a condensed schedule, I can't even imagine what the road feels like now. Like you must wake up some days and you're like, what city are we in? Who are we playing tonight?
I'm sure that is the case. This 4-game homestand is Utah, Minnesota, Detroit, and Buffalo. Certainly, some of those games are winnable. Minnesota might be the hottest team in the league right now, with really good goaltending. Jesper Wallstedt has been spectacular, if in fact the Canucks face him. But Gustafsson alone has turned his game around this year too. Minnesota might have the best goaltending tandem in the league right now.
Yeah, they absolutely goalied the Oilers the other night. Like Edmonton played actually a really good game with some good chances, and they could not find a way to get past. What do they call them? The Minneapolis Wall or something like that?
The St. Paul Wall, I think.
The St. Paul Wall.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So our guest is Linus Karlsson today. Linus is one of those graduates of the Abbotsford Calder Cup team, but he's been around a little longer than that, and he's starting to find his legs on this hockey club, isn't he?
He really is. It's been fun to watch him. He's one of the first guys that, like when I retired and moved back to Vancouver, he was one of the first young guys to get called up, and he ends up playing a couple playoff games, and seeing where he was then to what he is as a player now. It's been really cool to watch, especially being around for a good chunk of the Calder Cup run, where he led the playoffs in goals and points, and just had a fabulous playoff run en route to a championship. And he's started to find some more confidence. He's really good in front of the net, and he's kind of found how he can translate that more to this level, and it's been good to watch him start producing here and grabbing more ice time for himself.
Well, I'll tell you what, on a really busy schedule, Linus has been kind enough to join us. So it's Linus Karlsson with Landon and me on 100% Canucks after this.
I won't keep you long. Darren Millard with a tip for everyone who loves great hockey podcasts like this one. John Shannon and I host the OG of 100% Hockey, coming your way multiple times a week. The guest list is the best you will find. Multiple shows a week ensures you won't miss out on any news, and we dig even deeper into the biggest stories around the NHL. Most of our guests are also friends, so I promise there'll be more conversation beyond the X's and the O's. John really does get bored with that after a while. So join us for 100% Hockey. The name says it all. Subscribe now while you enjoy thinking about it, and enjoy.
Welcome back to 100% Canucks. Linus Karlsson has joined Landon and me for a quick chat. Linus, thanks for joining us, and tell me what do you make of this start for your hockey club this season?
I mean, it's been we have a pretty bad start. I mean, we wish we had some more points, and we keep building our game, and looking forward for this home stretch here.
I was going to say, the one thing that I was joking with Landon last week, that every time we do this, the Canucks are always on the road. So it must be nice to feel that you're going to have a few games at Rogers Arena this time around.
Yeah, no, it's going to be fun. Finally play again, in front of home fans again. And it's big games ahead of us, so we're looking forward for it.
You know, you've really seemed to get a lot more comfortable in the last stretch of games. Looking over the couple of years you've been in North America here, you've taken a good step every single year. Like, what are you getting done in the summer that's really setting you up to take another step every single year? Because it's like clockwork that you're improving every time you come back.
I mean, I know I always get to know I need to be faster, and I think that's a big part. I'm feeling stronger out there. I'm feeling, like you said, I'm feeling more comfortable out there, and I just try to stay consistently, working stuff off ice and on ice. The Sedins has been a big part of it too. Have been helping me in Abbotsford, and even when I got the call-ups here. And I mean, we had some good coaches down in Abbotsford that's helped me too, with Jeremy and Manny last year. So I mean, it's I just tried. I think the biggest thing is I believe in what I'm doing, and just stay consistently. And I think that's why it's getting better and better.
You say Daniel and Henrik are helping you. Can you give us an example of what they're talking to you about?
I was like small details, like when I came here, I think my biggest thing wasn't being good around the net, and that's probably what my bread and butter is right now. So we watch a lot of video, what I need to do better, but always pointing all what I'm doing good too. Like, what do I do to, what do I need to do to be successful, and what am I doing? That's why.
It's interesting. Sorry, yeah, go on, John.
No. I was just curious, how much different is the speed of the American League in Abbotsford versus what the Canucks have in the NHL?
I will say, like, the speed is, I think all the players' speed is not the difference. I think, like, the overall how good everyone is, like, they are good at, all the players is good at everything. I think I mean, all those, like, the gap control, like, you don't get that many chances. Like, it's not that many mistakes out there, and I think that's the biggest thing. Like, it's a little bit better in everything in NHL. I think the speed, like, is I don't think that's the biggest difference. I think it's pretty fast in AHL too, but I think players is, like, all the places, a little bit better.
See, like, I always found it's kind of like what you're saying, where, like, almost every team in the American League has, like, three three or four really good defensemen and then a couple young guys that are figuring it out. So you can find holes that way. And then you get to the NHL and it's like every time you look up, it's another really good player.
Exactly.
Like it's,
that's point on.
But I found it interesting that you said the Sedins really helped you with the net front, because one of my next questions was going to be like, you were a scorer when you were younger. In your draft year, you had 50-ish points playing for your team back in Sweden, and so you obviously always had a nose for the net.
Yeah.
But I was going to ask, like, have you always been that net front presence? Like, what was your game before? Because it looks so natural now.
Yeah. I think I always, like, everywhere I played, finding those soft areas where the pucks ends up, like, I don't know. It's just like, I feel it's pretty natural. Like, I try to read the game where the puck's going to end up. Like, sometimes you can back off the net. Sometimes you need to stay there. Like, it's just like those kind of reads, I think I always been good at. But like, back in Sweden, I was more a half-wall guy in the power play. Now I'm more like net front guy. I mean, it's hard to exactly say how I was before, but I always been the guy. I always been scoring, but I think I scored in a different way. Like, I think I score more goals from the half wall in the power play and stuff like that in Sweden. But now I'm more around the net and score goals.
Just to follow up what Landon talked about with your time in the Swedish league in Skellefteå, what was the difference and how much of a transformation did you have to make to come to play the North American game? Is it more than the ice surface?
I mean, the ice surface is a big thing, and I think that's connected to how, like, the difference too. It's I don't feel like you have that much time with the puck over here, and sometimes you can feel like it's easier to play over here because you have to play a little bit more simple game, I feel like, but it's also harder because you don't have the time to make plays in the same way as in Sweden. But then also, like, you're closer to the net here, so I mean, I feel like you can get more chances from nowhere. You know what I mean? Then in Sweden, it's more like the defensively side, and it's a little bit bigger, so it's I feel like you're closer to the net here all the time, and I think that's it.
But North American hockey is more physical, right?
Yeah, I think so. Like, it feels like they're closer to you all the time. They're closing the ice quicker.
Yeah. I mean, there's always somewhere to escape back home. You can always kind of turn back and find that open ice again. But it is, and I was always a bit jealous of the Europeans when I first started getting around them in junior and stuff, because I would start doing that in the offensive zone. And this was, early 2010s. That wasn't happening as much. So, like, it was fun to start learning off of them. But for you, so you get through your first couple of years and they go well, and you play some games in Vancouver, but then you get into a couple playoff games a couple seasons ago. What was that like? Because it's a different thing, isn't it?
Yeah, I think that was big for me. Like, that was really, I think those games was really important for my confidence and the coming years. Because I think I just had like 3 or 4 games that year before, and I have been here for 2 years, and it was kind of hard. Like, I was hoping for more. Like, came from Sweden, and you were thinking like, I'm gonna make the NHL right away, and you didn't. And then you being first year, okay, I battled for 1 more year, and then didn't get that many games. But then they called me up in the playoffs and got those two playoff games, and then you was like, I want more of these, and that was a big summer for me, coming into my 3rd year, like last year then, and then had a big playoff run with the Abbotsford last year. So no, that was those 2 games was probably really, really big for me.
How much fun was the Calder Cup run?
Oh, it was amazing. That was probably the most fun I ever had. That team, I love those guys, and we just have that team was just incredible. Everyone was chipping in for each other, and it was so fun to play those games.
It was a ton of fun to be around you guys, especially after you won and watching all that and seeing how close you guys were. And now you're on the Canucks, and a lot, or not a lot, but a good amount of guys from that team are there with you, and you've played with basically the same line for the majority of the season as well. How much, even though you were around for a good chunk of last year, how much does that make you feel more comfortable in the room, having so many guys that you've been through a good amount with?
I think that does helps a lot. I mean, me being in SAS, we always, like, we have been aligned too, like you said, and we always talk, like, even hard times and good times. We always there for each other. I mean, if someone have a tough game or tough shift, like, we always there and like pump him up for the next one. And I think that's huge for the confidence. Like, we're always there for each other, and like you said, always in the locker room too. Like, you feel more comfortable to get in there. Even the other guys is so nice too. So I don't think that would be a problem if they wasn't here. But I love to have them here.
I'm curious, what do you think the best part of Max's game is, and the same thing for Arshdeep? What do you think that their strengths are?
I mean, Sass is probably one of the best skaters I've ever seen. Like, with the puck, when he skates with the puck, and he's so fast, like carrying the puck in the neutral zone. That's just so. That's why he's so easy to play with. He's take control of the puck, skating out of his own end, and then to the offense. And Baines, his hockey sense, how to make those plays. And he also has some grit to his game, what I love about that. And I mean, they know what I'm good at, and feed me the pucks down there, down behind net or in front of net. So I think that's why we connect pretty good.
You have the best shot of the three of you?
I think so, yes.
Yeah. That's all right. You can say that. Nothing wrong with that.
I'll take that.
When because your name has been popping up more and more in doing my media hits and different things like that. And, like I've said, that this is the closest I've seen you in the NHL to what you were in the American League in that Calder Cup run. And that, I mean that in a good thing of, like, you look confident and starting to make more plays. And, like, is that just more time in the league and learning it, or is it building confidence? Is it a bit of everything?
Yeah, I think it's a bit of everything. I mean, it's a big part that I get more comfortable at. I know I just had a meeting with Sedins to look some video. Like, I know where I start learning, like, where can I hold on to the pucks? Where do I need to play a simple game? When do I need to chip it down? Or when can I hold on to the pucks a little bit longer? And I think that's what, like you said, that's when you get more comfortable out there. You start learning stuff like that, and even getting more used to the system too. Like, you don't need to think, oh, I need to do this, or I need to be here all the time. Like, you more, like, you just know where to be. And I still have some stuff to work on, like, the system wise. But I mean, I'm trying to learn all the time, and I think that's getting better.
When did you start following the NHL as a boy?
Oh, I haven't really followed the league. I followed Ottawa and Detroit, because Erik Karlsson and Johan Franzen from the same hometown as me. It's just a small place. It's like 1,500 people lives there. So I always follow them and watch their highlights and stuff like that. I haven't really followed the league that much. But when I get older, of course I would start following it.
So there were lots of Ottawa Senator flags and Detroit Red Wing flags in town.
Yes, it was.
Yeah, and so,
I wasn't really cheering for the team. It was more like cheering for those players, you know.
So now you're too young to have played against Franzen.
Yeah.
But you're not too young to have played against Karlsson.
No.
What was that like?
That was so fun. I mean, I looked up to him for like my whole life, and it was just so cool that there was like a moment that I probably don't forget. You know, going on ice with him.
I'm curious. Did he acknowledge you? Did he know who you were?
Yeah, we talked about after the game, so that was fun.
That's cool. That's cool. And so you were drafted by the Sharks. Mm-hmm. At what point did you think that you? How old were you? You thought, "Gosh, I can actually play in the NHL, or I can be drafted in the NHL." Were you 14 or 15 years old? When would it have been?
Actually, I was really late. We have a different system in Sweden, how like with juniors and things like that. But I was actually playing senior hockey when I was 15, 16, and 17. And then
so you're playing against men. You're playing against men.
I was playing against men. So I did a little bit different route to get here. So I was playing 2 or 3 years in senior hockey, and then it was a school or a junior hockey team that asked me if I want to come there, and that was called Krona, and they had a SHL team too. Mm-hmm. So I went there, played junior hockey, and got some call-ups to play SHL hockey my first year. So, and then I had a good year there, and then I got drafted by the Sharks.
Like growing up, was it always the dream, just like a lot of guys from Europe that are like, they just want to make the hometown team and do that?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, of course. Like my first thing was like, I want to make the SHL. Like that was my dream. I knew all the players in the SHL when I was young. Like, you know, all the players and you watch all the games. And I wasn't really thinking about the NHL until I get older and start knowing more about hockey, you know. And yeah, and after that, you start, when you knew more about the NHL, that was becoming a dream too, you know.
There's no wrong answer, but what's more important, the Stanley Cup or Olympic gold?
That's a hard one. That's a really hard one. I don't know, but a Stanley Cup, I think that's might be the harder things to win. But of course, I would love to win with Sweden. That's a hard one, but I think Stanley Cup, I think that's one of the coolest things to do.
Because we in North America always think that like we put the Stanley Cup on a giant pedestal. Yeah. And then we think, Olympic gold is that's nice, but it's not the same. And I think there's lots of us that feel that European players are the exact opposite. That if they had a choice, and throw the World Championships in there too as well, right? You know, the World Championships are spectacular.
Yeah. No, I would love to win the World Championship. That would be so cool. Like that's huge in Sweden too, if you can win that. And I mean, that's a hard question, you know. Like I can't say, you want to win everything. That's one thing. Like when we won in Abbotsford, you got like that feeling of winning. It was just like amazing feeling, you know, and you just want to win more. So yeah.
Now, looking down the line here for the rest of the year, and you know, Kane wasn't at practice today, so you're up on a line with DeBrusk and Pettersson, and like all of a sudden, again, like you've had 4 goals and an assist in your last 9 games. Like you're really kind of starting to hit your stride. When you get an opportunity like that, what's going through your head? Is it just try and keep it as simple as possible and play the same way? And
yeah, I mean, I just gonna play my game, like play the same way. I can't be a different player just because I play with Edie or DeBrusk. But I mean, of course, I always try to be the same, play player. Even if I play in Abbotsford and Vancouver, I just try to be the same player. Of course, I might make some decisions when I'm out there to put it down in the corner or chip it in instead of holding the pucks, because like that's just normal. But I mean, I always try to be the same player, and I think if I don't know if I'll play in there in that line tomorrow, no. But if I do, I'm just gonna play my game. Try to be around the net and give PD and DeBrusque some space to work with. Yeah.
PD's been impressive at times this year. You look at the skill and some of the moves he makes.
Yeah.
How do you not just sit there and go, wow?
Yeah, I do that sometimes. Oh, holy fuck! No, he's fun to watch. I mean, when he's carrying the puck in neutral zone and enter the offensive zone, sometimes like you see that he's poised with the puck, and it's just like you can see he's so good, and it's fun to see he has some success. He's a great guy.
What's next for you? Like, what's something you're working on or working with the Sedins or the coaching staff? Like, you're starting to get a better handle of the net front at this level. What's the next piece of your game that you really want to bring in?
I mean, I think I would still want to be faster. That's one thing, like try to work on my skating. And I mean, it's a lot of things. Like I need to do some things better in the neutral zone and stuff like that. And I think my shot needs to get a little bit better too. It's a lot of things to work on, but I mean, it's going to be, I don't know what to say, but it's just, it's a lot of things to work on, but I don't know. It's just, I don't know. I don't know what I'm talking about right now. It's just, I kind of forgot the question actually, but yeah. I mean, the neutral zone is, I think the biggest thing for me right now is just try to skate forward more. Sometimes I back off. That's the coach's message. I need to stay above and skate more forwards.
How do you like Vancouver?
I love it. It's a great city. I love the city. So much things to do, and I really enjoy it here.
I'm just curious. You have any friends from back home that are playing in the league?
No, actually not friends. But I mean, like I mentioned before, Francis and Eric.
Right.
I met them before back home, so like I kind of know them. So that's probably those guys. Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you what, Linus, we appreciate your time. We know this is a tough, this compacted schedule. You don't get much downtime, and it's really great that you were able to spend some time with us.
Thank you for having me.
That's Linus Karlsson. Landon and I'll be back after this on 100% Canucks.
All right, listen up. Today I want to talk about giving 110%. Giving 100% means giving everything you got. Giving 110% means giving 10% more than is humanly possible. If we're going to win as a team, we need 100% of you guys giving 110% 100% of the time. If only 50% of you guys give 110% and 50% of you guys give 100%, I guarantee you 100%, we'd only win 50% of our games. Suppose 75% of the 110% gave only 50%, and 50% of the 100% gave 25%, and 75% of the 110% were not feeling 100%, then we'd be in a heap of trouble. That's why we need 100% of you guys giving 110% 100% of the time. Okay. Let's go out and play some hockey.
The great thing about getting the European players to come on the show, Landon, is you get brutal honesty. Brutal honesty. It's not lost in translation. It is just the truth. And so, that to me has been one of the real joys of doing this show and talking to some of the young guys on this hockey club that they've got their heads screwed on properly. They understand what their roles are. And now they have to be patient, and in many ways the fan base has to be patient as they mature into NHL players.
Yeah, and it's that perfect mix of you need to be patient, but you need to be driven and be moving forward. And again, like, I brought it up with him, and every year he's taken a clear step forwards. And as much as that makes sense, like, yeah, well, you've played another year, you should be better the next year as you're getting older and maturing. But it's not always the case. Honestly, it's generally not the case. It's generally up and down a little bit with a prospect. They have some good points, and then they really struggle for a year, and then they fight it back. But he's taken these progressive steps every single year and added more to his game. And, yeah, he's not the best skater, but he strikes me, and it kind of amused me when he brought up Johan Franzen, and he's nowhere the body frame of Franzen, because Franzen was a monster, like just such a big human. But the way that they play is pretty similar. Franzen put up a ton of points, and Karlsson has done that at other levels, but he's still, is just still finding his way in the NHL. But the way that he sees the game, the way that he plays net front, he can take a beating a little bit in front. It was him, and I forget what D it was the other night, but in front of the net, like, they were going back and forth for 15 seconds on each other. It felt like they were in a playoff battle, how much they were letting go. But he'll sit right in it and try and fight for his positioning. And, I think he's going to keep taking steps, especially as he gets more opportunity.
Well, the good news is the Canucks are home for 4. Utah, Minnesota, Detroit, and Buffalo. The bad news is, after that, 5 road games back in the Eastern time zone, the 3 New York teams, and then Boston, Philadelphia, before they get home for another single game. So the Road Warriors will be back again, not too distant future, in the next 9 days. Thanks for this, Landon. We'll talk to you next week.
Yep, sounds good. Have a good one.
That's Landon Ferraro. I'm John Shannon. Thanks for listening and watching another edition of 100% Canucks.